New York Knicks.
Comprimi di soldi, Jerry Maguire. I never want to waste it.
It's the NBA, and we are nearly ready for the tip-off. But first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, Nate McMillan took over as coach of the Pacers last season. Now, his previous head coaching job had been 5 seasons prior. He said, now, there's a lot of old school in me, but I do understand you have to adapt.
Thanks, David. It's great to have a mix of those things. Adapt or die, as they say. Maybe too soon to start talking about this door. Blown out. Clearly, they're in rebuild mode. At what point do you start to focus on player development versus winning games?
You know, this is such a tough organizational issue because you have to balance the priority of giving your young talent an opportunity to get the repetition necessary in a playing environment in a competitive situation versus we owe a commitment to our fans to win and win at a high level because they're paying the ticket prices and ultimately, playing a part in our success. So I think some of this has to be, where are we at the midway point? Are we legitimately in playoff contention, or is it time to now focus on our player development? This is an organizational decision that has to happen organically over 82 games.
And you know what losing does to a culture? It can disintegrate a culture.
No, it's a great point. You do not want young players to get comfortable with losing. You are so right about that, Kevin.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Robinson and Young, the duo at forward. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. And it's Turner in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now, here's Young. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
You know, Kev, that's big-time concentration on that attempt. Young to his shot.
Well, the league is finally catching up with Thaddeus Young. 6'8", 220 pounds. He was a small ball power forward before that was in vogue. Now he's kind of the perfect fit.
Thaddeus Young, no good on the free throw. And over the course of his career, Young more of a smasher than a shooter, Doris, at the power forward position.
Right. The southpaw has a very quick first step. And the last few seasons, though, starting to add that three-point shot. That will make him more effective.
Now, here is Smith. Victor Oladipo unable to get his last shot to go. No good from Beasley.
Man, they had high hopes for a fast start. They get out of the gates 0 for 4.
Got a piece of it. And stolen by Burke. Drops in the breakaway layup.
They needed that. Just 1 for 5 to start this ballgame.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Now, here's Oladipo. 14 points from him the last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
But Kevin, Miles Turner has great versatility, so he can score from anywhere, but right there is his bread and butter.
Here's Burke, screened by Porzingis. Burke kicks to Porzingis. Terrific design on the pick look, and he lays it in. Porzingis has got his first basket of the night.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Right. The effort could have been so much better. You've got to be willing to fight through that screen. There's no question about it.
Got a hand on it. Screened by Porzingis. Burke, the pass to Porzingis, and they take the lead. Porzingis has got his second bucket of the game to go.
You know, Porzingis' size obviously will make him a threat at the rim, but that athleticism a problem as well.
Oladipo against Smith. Oladipo dishes to Young, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
What fearlessness, right? He likes to go at taller defenders, and he shows he has what it takes to get it done.
From 13, another miss by Oladipo. The Knicks have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Porzingis can't hit.
Well, you just look back on the history of the New York Knicks and what rich history and tradition they have as a franchise, the different eras, the different groups they've had, some of the more memorable teams in NBA history.
Good on the triple.
Well, this is a clear case in point of where the comparison comparison to Dirk Nowitzki is so apropos. Not many 7-footers with that kind of range, Kev.
Now, here is Robinson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Basket counts.
There you go. Not the best start, but maybe that's the shot that gets him in rhythm.
Right side, Porzingis over Young. And it's Porzingis that time on the assist by Burke. Porzingis has got 9 points.
Well, he's one of those guys who's kept their offense clicking. They're in front thanks in no small part to what this guy's done.
So the Pacers call timeout of the game. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
They learn and move on from it.
Yeah, just ice cold right now from the floor. Time to regroup.
I think, Greg, they look lost and they look frustrated. Not sure how they're missing so many shots right now.
So for the Knicks, Gortat's checked in for Cantor. Morris comes in for Porzingis. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Burke. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Sabonis, he's checked in for Miles Turner. Trevor Booker comes in for Young. And Stevenson's checked in for Robinson. And it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. Now, here's Oladipo. 6 to shoot. It's stolen by Smith. Three-pointer. Offensive rebound. Morris. Good for the basket. Starting off 1-for-1 with that shot.
Now, that's the passion you like to see from Markieff Morris, converting off the board.
Here's Stevenson. There's Sabonis, and he makes the bucket through contact and gets the whistle, too.
That's all about the positioning right there. Doesn't let anybody beat him to the spot before he can get the follow-up.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
Beasley kicks to Gortat, feeds it to Mudiay. From downtown, that shot no good. So Indiana will take it the other way. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Knicks team.
And they dropped the season series to these guys a year ago. Not their proudest moment.
Now, here's Oladipo. Can't connect from 14 feet out.
Well, it's been an up and down quarter for him on the offensive end. Mostly down, though.
The drive by Smith. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
Well, you really like to see Smith go to work inside there. Always looking to expand on his game.
They set the pick. Here's Joseph down low. Sabonis. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Sabonis has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And it's slammed in by Smith.
If he gets a step that close to the hoop, you know Smith is going to finish with a dunk.
Pacers trail by 4. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Booker, and the dunk by Booker.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hand.
Textbook. Now, here's Mudiay. Not a lot of room. Morris, no good. Stevenson outside. And that misses. That would have put him up. A big-time effort for Porzingis, providing a lot of energy for New York. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And looking... And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Beasley is out there with Morris. And it's Smith. Then there's Emmanuel Mudiay. And it's Gortat in at the center position. Indiana trailing here. Joseph has an open look. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. J.R. Smith picks one up.
Well, you love the effort from Trevor Booker. His aggressiveness forcing the defense to get physical.
And he knocks down the first one.
There's no doubting over the last season or so, Trevor Booker has shown he can be a starting caliber power forward in this league. This guy's tough inside. He can make threes. Look out.
Smith with it. Now guarded by Stevenson. Here's Gortat, and the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Marcin Gortat would not be denied.
The Knicks making a switch here. Williams is checked in. New York shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. And the knock on Trevor Booker, Doris, is that at 6'8", he's considered undersized at that power forward position.
Well, Kev, thanks to the success of someone like Draymond Green, I think teams these days are more focused on skill at the 4 than size. And now that Booker has expanded his range, he's certainly a guy who increasingly fits in the way the game is played.
Moutier passes to Gortat, and Jefferson sends it back.
I love to see a little nasty from Al Jefferson on the defensive end. Uses his length well right there.
And a fast break now for New York. Here's Beasley. Here's Williams. Basket is good, and they'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
You know, the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Gortat. And Trey Burke subbed in for Smith. Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for the Pacers. Collison comes in for Joseph.
Boy, too much of a cushion given to him on that jump shot. That's a big-time no-no.
Burke with it, picked up by Collison. Moutier. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jefferson. And to look out the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Knicks.
And you can see how important those inside baskets are. This is a team that loves to work the ball inside, whether the entry pass or off of a drive. They like to feed on those high percentage looks.
Young's checked in for Domantas Sabonis. Drills the three-pointer. Moutier's got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball.
Well, he works to find the open space behind the arc, and it pays off with the 3. Nice.
Young's shot is off. New York leading by 7.
You know, if you guys remember a couple seasons back, the Pacers had one of the top 3 defenses in the league. Last season, it all fell apart.
Beasley dishes to Moutier. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Here's Collison. Now the pass to Young. Oh, and the dunk by Young.
Oh, my goodness, a sensational athlete. Go ahead, Thaddeus Young.
Doris, what happened to that Pacers defense?
Well, I think, one, you have to look at who they lost. George Hill and Jan Mahinmi were both good players on the defensive end. And then you look to the switch in philosophy, from dropping their bigs to making them more switching. Sometimes it can take a team a while to adjust.
Chandler with the steal. Lobbed up there for Chandler. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
How excellent a finisher at the rim. Chandler's length and timing still hard to match up with defensively.
Pacers trail by 7. Outside Robinson. Robinson a screen on Beasley. And Stevenson kicks to Robinson. And here we go. Fast break. Burke's got it. No good from Beasley. For Indiana, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. The 11-footer up again. It's good on the putback.
Sometimes, Kevin, it simply comes down to activity, and Jefferson relentless pursuing those second chances.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Yeah, and some nights, you know, the starters carry the load, and then there's others when it's about the bench. That night, the bench won out.
Well, they came to play for sure, and it took the pressure off that starting unit, which is exactly what you're hoping they would do.
The Knicks making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in. It's tipped. It's stolen by Moutier. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Burke with the ball. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Pacers trail by 9. The drive by Collison. Nice D from Chandler.
Boy, that's high-impact defense in the lane. Standing tall to deny the easy bucket.
Moutier. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Moutier's got 5 points so far.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Oladipo. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Now the Knicks with it. They're on a 17-6 run. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. The Pacers have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Buries it from three-point range. Robinson's got himself on the board with 3 there. And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size, and the overall physical skill set, there's no doubt of this. Just stay floating in the air for that extra moment when he's in attack mode, and this is a young man that still has his best basketball ahead of him.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Sabonis, he's checked in for Young. Trevor Booker comes in for Robinson. And Aaron Collison. Chandler with the steal.
And this is obviously where you'd like to see a 2-for-1.
Absolutely. You have to execute. No reason why they can't get a couple of chances at scores. You know, rough start for him, but he seems to have turned the corner here in the second period.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Sabonis. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
For Indiana, they had shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
And they shot 81% from the line last season as a team. So you really can't find fault with what they're able to do there.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Gortat's checked in for Chandler. Keith Morris comes in for Allen Williams. And J.R. Smith subbed in for Emmanuel Mudiay.
Now, this is an athletic power forward, and Morris outquicks the defense to the rim.
They set the screen. Turner with the screen. Oladipo for 3. He's off on that one. And so it's the New York Knicks holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. Their defense has been...
Thanks, Tyson. How have you...
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance, the hometown. It was all Kristaps Porzingis in the first quarter. He had 11 points and 1 rebound. Hey, big fella, what's your take on New York so far?
What stood out to me more than anything else was how hard they got after it on the offensive glass.
That's it for halftime. Glad.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows. The Knicks leading by 11, and so in the game for the Pacers. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. Robinson and Young, the duo at forward. And it's Turner in at the center, walking down the middle. You know, Doris, when it comes to leadership, there are so many different ways to do it, different ways of leading among the players who are some of the more vocal leaders out there. Who do you have, sir?
You know, I think leadership sometimes, Kevin, requires that you make your teammates uncomfortable, and that's not always easy to do. So the 2 guys that come to mind for me are both Chris Paul and LeBron James. One, they're going to hold themselves to bring everybody with you. So in terms of leadership, the guys I like watching the most right now in the current NBA are both Chris Paul and LeBron James.
Great example.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Robinson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And there is perhaps no more of a loyal fan base, Doris, in all of sports than the fans of the New York Knicks.
Well, I grew up a New York Knicks fan, and most of us are complete diehards. The city of New York has always been in love with the New York Knickerbockers.
Turner with the steal. In the corner, it's Robinson. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. Robinson's got 4 points in the quarter.
I'll tell you, that's nice work, right? You move, you get into space on the perimeter, and you knock down the 3.
Beasley, the pass to Porzingis. In the corner, Smith with it. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Smith's got 7 points. Pacers trail by 16. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Yeah, I think when you look at what Porzingis can do on the offensive end of the floor, you see why he is so dangerous, right? He's got a great perimeter shot. He's got unbelievable size and a great release point. And he has good control over the basketball, can put it on the deck and create for himself or his teammates. That's a lot to offer.
And Stevenson's checked in for Indiana. Cantor dishes to Beasley. And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And Porzingis, who is well on his way to being one of the bigger stars in the NBA. You know, Doris, he can handle the ball well as he won the skills competition. You saw it at the 2017 All-Star game.
Yeah, and I think if you were watching the Knicks during the regular season, it didn't surprise you. Porzingis is a guy who knows how to get some space with his jab step and his dribbling ability. His vision is improving, and to me, it looks like he has the ability to be an elite playmaking big at some point.
And the basket by Stevenson.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Here's Burke, and he converts the layup. And the Knicks lead by 20.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Outside Robinson. In the corner, it's Stevenson. Over Smith. Stevenson missing again.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Smith kicks to Beasley. No good from outside.
Well, obviously it's been an off night for him offensively, but give his teammates credit. They've bailed him out. He's still got time to turn it around.
From deep, Stevenson. Another miss by Stevenson.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. With the break in the action, let's show you the teams with the most second chance points last year. In third, the Knicks.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
Gortat's checked in for New York. Keith Morris comes in for Michael Beasley. Collison up top. Burke covering. Gortat with the block.
The spot by Gortat. He doesn't chase blocks, but he can send them back.
Smith's shot is good.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
For Indiana, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvement, sir. Stevenson. Gortat with the block. Screen by Young. And they get it, Collison. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. It doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team. Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team.
Jose Calderon, he's checked in for Moutier. In Indiana with a change here, too. Oladipo's checked in. Out of bounds, New York takes possession. You take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for New York.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything, and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around, as his energy is contagious out there right now.
There's a good screen. Knocked away. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Gortat.
And here's a look at some stats for Joseph, how he did last season. Averaged about 9 points per game, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular. And sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
Launches it. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Morris into the lane. And Jefferson sends it back. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Indiana on D. The kick out to Williams. His three-pointers off the mark. Ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
And let's take a look now at the stats for Gortat. He had a strong showing last season. 5th in field goal percentage, and he did his share on the glass, battled his way into the top 15 in rebounds per game.
And yeah, he's one of the most efficient scorers in the league for sure. Moves without the ball, avoids taking the bad shots. That's why he was top 5 in field goal percentage last year. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
And Nate McMillan with a solid track record as head coach in Seattle and Portland before taking over the Indiana Pacers.
Well, think about it. Before this job, 12 seasons, all coaching in the Northwest. And that goes along with 12 seasons as a player, all with the Sonics. He actually earned the nickname Mr. Sonic for almost 2 decades in Seattle.
Oh, easy putback. No one got a body on it.
Boy, I'll tell you, Greg, that's just inexcusable. All they had to do was box him out. You learn a lesson the hard way in that instance.
Morris with the bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And Joseph kicks to Booker. Joseph sets a screen for Booker. Booker is screen on Smith. Here's Oladipo. Gortat with the block. And the wide open shot from Morris. Misses the 3. 1 second left. Off on that one. And so it's New York rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Pacers shooting about 33%. Not happy with their play on that end. They've got Cunningham. Calderon is out there with Moutier. Then it's Williams. And it's Chandler in at the 5. That's the 5 for New York right now. Booker in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Jefferson setting the pick for Young. Over Moutier. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
And as he squares up from mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, classic example of crowding the shooter, not letting him get comfortable in the mid-range. I'll tell you, with the struggle he has had today, he probably won't be their #1 option as they look to close this game out.
Here's the screen. Young. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Young's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Pacers. Doris, back in college, you earned a master's in education. How close were you to pursuing that path versus veering into becoming an analyst for basketball?
Yeah, you know, to be honest with you, I always felt like I would be a high school teacher and a basketball coach, and someday maybe I'll coach a boys' high school basketball team. Very close, Kevin. I happened into broadcasting. I left coaching at Providence College. They put their women's basketball games on radio, and that was my entree into the business. And slowly but surely, it grew every year.
But still educating still, right? I mean, don't you feel there's a part of education to be an analyst?
Oh, there's no question about it. You are trying to help that viewer to be as close to the action as we are fortunate enough to be. And sure, just describing what's going on. It's a lot of fun.
You are a PhD in broadcasting. Quincy Aces checked in for New York. And Indiana with a change here, too. Leaf checked in for Trevor Booker.
This is a high-character guy. Chandler is a guy who will influence everyone around him in a positive manner.
And AC kicks to Moutier. There's the pick. Down low. AC's shot is good.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Pass to Leaf. Here's Poitras. Lets it go with the 3. It's rebounded by New York. Chandler's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Calderon has the open look. From outside, off the mark. Indiana's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Joseph, the pass to Poitras. Screen by Jefferson. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And here's Joseph for three. A second chance effort. It's deflected. Now here's Moutier, defended by Young. And the shot goes in.
Come on now, for a guy who learns his keep from long range, that's just too easy for Calderon.
Pass to Leaf. Indiana moving it around. Here's Jefferson, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Over in the corner, Moutier. And that comes off the assist by Calderon. 10 points for Emmanuel Moutier.
Oh, great ball movement there. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Pass to Poitras. Screen by Young. The dish now to Joseph. That's tipped. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Chandler kicks to Calderon. Here's Moutier. Here's Chandler. The feed now to AC from beyond the arc. The Pacers pull it in. Now here is Young. Dishes to Joseph. Sinks the three-pointer.
Yeah, I'm not sure the defenders were anticipating that kick out there, and he wound up with a wide-open look on the J.
Moutier kicks to Calderon. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
An example of Calderon not letting the defensive pressure affect him once he decided to let it go.
Pass to Leaf over Cunningham. Shot's good by Leaf. New York's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Young.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, superb awareness, Greg, right? Not allowing them to get comfortable running their offense, being super aggressive.
Williams, he's checked in for New York. The Pacers also with a sub. Booker's checked in. Indiana's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. It's stolen by Moutier.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Knicks.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Trey Burke.
Boy, their ball movement was terrific, and I thought he was the key to that. This guy conducted the offense, kept everyone involved, and spread the basketball.
Chandler dishes to Calderon. Chandler down low. That shot off. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And here's Joseph for three. Chandler with the rebound. Knicks on offense. They're on a 13-5 run here. Here's Moutier. New York, no good that time either.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better... You see the open man, and you deliver the ball right away.
And the three ball is good.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Oh, there's no doubt. This crowd is into it, and it's because of how well their guys have played tonight.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Thank you, David. Great interview once again.